welcome to another episode of Zombie Beach. Today we're going to be discussing food. Fast food.
Oh, that was funny. Dude, I don't know. It's going so slow. I was going, dude, did he just like drop acid or did he like take a bong hit or something? It's like he just went. That was awesome. Wow. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, man.
Hey, dude.
Dude.
So we're talking about fast food.
Yeah.
And, actually, ironically enough, I just ate at a fast food place today for lunch. I went to Burger King.
Oh, Burger King.
For the first time in probably a year and a half, because I really had a problem with Burger King, basically because I worked for them at one time.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of swore off them for the longest time, because when I did work for them, I was the assistant manager in Willows, California, and I was making $4 an hour as assistant manager. Now this was in the 80s, of course, back in the prosperous period of time. So I'm making $4 an hour, and I'm working at Burger King, and it was in this very rural area, and we would stack the buns in the back of the restaurant. Well, for whatever reason, rats could get in, and they would chew through the plastic and get into the buns and chew on the buns and crap on them and then run away.
As rats do.
As rats often, as they are to do. So I'm looking at this big mini pallet of buns, and I'm going, I can't serve these because they got like rat crap all over them, and they're like chewed on it. So I'm going, I don't care if the rat hasn't touched the one bun at the far end of the thing. I'm throwing the whole thing out. My district manager told me, he goes, hey, just wipe off the rat crap and put it through the cooker. No one will know. And I went, oh, I'm sorry, I'll know. And I go, I quit. And I was so out of there, and I was on a very strong anti-Burger King thing for probably about 5 years. I didn't want to eat there because I'm going, man, if that's what's going on at this one, who the hell knows what's going on at, the ones in the big city? I mean, you hear all the horror stories.
I'm freaked out. I'm totally freaked out.
Oh, dude, let me tell you, it's like it is.
We're talking hantavirus here.
Exactly. And I'm sitting there looking at the guy, and I'm going, no, I'm not going to do that. I will not. I can't work for a food. I can't serve people freaking rat bread. I mean, that's like I couldn't believe him. I just could not believe him. And so I quit, and then, I kid you not, they came to where I was working the next time. I was managing a video arcade, and they came in, and they were hanging out, and they were like trying to get me to come back. And they were going, this is the best part. He goes, well, we really had some big plans for you. We were going to send you to Burger King University.
You missed your chance. You could have gone to Burger King U.
Yeah, well, it's actually called BKU.
BKU.
BKU. I could have moved from a Whopper flopper to upper management.
Wow.
So that's pretty damn exciting. So anyway, long story short, I went back there and had their extra thick steakhouse burger Swiss with mushrooms, and I gotta tell you, it was not that exciting. I would much rather go to Jack in the Box and get the 2 tacos for 99 cents.
Wow.
Yeah, so
the Whopper is one of my guilty pleasures. I just love that flame-broiled taste in the meat that's probably like 100% pure carcinogen.
Right.
But it's good.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing I love about the Jack in the Box tacos. Dude, that meat, God only knows where that meat came from. Because
meat that was at one point fungus.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. It's kind of like what we were talking about last week with the armadillos in the Petri dish. I'm almost positive it's genetically grown meat Like, it doesn't even have a genetic label. It's just meat.
It's meat from a vat.
Exactly. Like meat in a cup. And they take it and they cook it and they stuff it in these little taco shells and they close them and fast freeze them and throw them in a fryer and they call it a taco. But I don't care. It is one of the most, like you said, it's a guilty pleasure. And I think, I wonder, for myself anyway, if that's part of the draw to fast food because, dude, we've read the nutritional information. We've seen Super Size Me. We've seen all this stuff. We know that stuff will kill you. But yet, I know I still love it. And then obviously, you have been known to partake every once in a while as well.
Oh, I was. The funny thing is right now I've kind of gone into a very healthy mode of eating.
Right.
And I feel so much better. And the funny thing is when I first saw the Super Size Me movie,
yes,
and he goes in for his first thing and he eats and then he gets sick, I thought, oh, that's very dramatic. Yeah, right. Come on. I've eaten those and I've never gotten sick. What's the so I didn't believe it. I thought he was posing in most of that. And then now, as I'm eating very healthy, with a few exceptions. And I think back on that, and the funny thing is, your body gets used to this healthy food, right?
Right.
And suddenly your body's actually working a lot better, and everything's, there's no gum in the clockwork gears anymore.
Right.
And then you go and you have a pizza, which still tastes incredible.
Oh yeah.
But then you're sick for the next day.
Absolutely.
Because your body's going, what have you put in me?
Dude, that is so.
This stuff. I forgot how to handle it.
It's like your body doesn't know how to process this. It's like a foreign object.
Yeah, it's like you've eaten, pencil shavings.
Right. Now I had a similar experience where I went and did a juice fast for 9 days.
Oh yeah.
Because I wanted to clear my system out because I really wanted to do a diet and I figure I'll just clean myself completely out before sort of retooling and revamping.
So
and
it's kind of like a biological reboot.
Exactly, a total biological reboot. You're absolutely right. And I have to tell you, by day 7, I was feeling like I was on amphetamines.
Yeah.
My energy level was so up, and it seemed like my senses were heightened, and I felt wonderful. And then day 9, I finished, and I thought, you know what? Sugar sounds really good right now.
Oh.
And so
but you got sick.
Dude, I went down and bought a pint of Ben & Jerry's Chubby Hubby and ate the whole freaking thing, and I broke out in hives. I was like, seriously, it was like almost, ER. It was like I was going to have to go in and have defibrillators because my body was just reacting so strongly. Now, my friend Brad told me, he goes, well, obviously, there's something in the ice cream you're allergic to because your body had such a strong reaction. He said the whole point of doing a fast is to slowly reintroduce different things into your diet so that you can see what your body likes or dislikes.
Oh.
Like he's got this diet thing. He's like the diet king. I love my friend Brad because if I have any health questions, he's the guy I go to because he has done it all. And he's got this diet where I can't remember what the first part was, but the second part of the diet, you introduce a whole grain into your diet each day. Mm-hmm. Like quinoa or whatever that is, and these different whole grains. And dude, some of it was like eating birdseed, and I was just miserable. Ugh. But you know what? It's a way to find out what your body is actually allergic to. Like, some people are allergic to glutens, wheat or flour or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's a way to find that stuff out. So
yeah,
and it works.
Sister.
Oh, really? What did she have?
She's allergic to wheat. She found out, and she says that's the reason she craves it. Like, apparently, some foods that you're allergic to, you crave for some reason. I don't.
Wow, I must be allergic to M&Ms because I want those freaking things all the time.
Oh, chocolate. I worked at McDonald's for a while.
Did you really?
Yeah, I worked at the one, well, it's not important. The listeners won't know where it's at, but it was on, I was living with Heidi, and I had a fight with my dad, and so I was, determined to be completely independent of him, and we were starving, and I didn't have a job, and so I humbly was going on foot from place to place looking for any kind of work, and McDonald's hired me.
Wow.
And they sent me to McDonald's school.
No, get out.
Yeah, it was like
You
this.
went to McDonald's school?
Well, it was right in town, and it was like this old office that they had cleared out, and they put all these machines in and everything, and it was a classroom, and it was a proper class.
Right.
I swear to God, the things that I learned in McDonald's school have helped me throughout my entire professional career. I'm serious. Absolutely. It was absolutely amazing, the wonderful things they teach you in McDonald's school.
Well,
But then you get out of the 3 days of classes, which they pay you to go to, and then you go to work at the actual McDonald's,
right.
and nobody pays any attention to anything they taught you, including the manager, who thinks it's all crap, and they break all the rules and they do whatever they want because they just don't give a shit about their jobs because they hate it there. I was completely disillusioned because here I was like, hey, this is all wonderful. And then I go to this place and it was a bunch of jerks and assholes.
So what you're saying is you were disenfranchised.
Exactly. But I'm bumped.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. A little fast food humor. Fast food?
You'll be here all week.
Exactly.
Try the veal.
Oh, my God.
But so what happened is this was sometime in the 80s, and I wasn't on the college newspaper anymore. I wasn't even in college, but Brad was, and he scored 2 free passes to the preview showing for press only of The Empire Strikes Back.
Wow.
And it was on a Wednesday, and it was in Sacramento, and so I fill out whatever the form it was, and to get that day off to make sure they didn't schedule me.
Right.
Well, they scheduled me for only that day that week.
Oh, well, that's not right.
Well, so I remember I was doing marks. I was like the best damn McDonald's employee, man. I was all about the people, and I wanted to serve the customers. And I was so friendly, and I kept everything all clean. And I go down into the basement and where they keep all the stuff, and I pull out my worksheet and look at the schedule, and I saw that, and I just fire in my belly. Just
you went ballistic.
Oh no, I held it in, but man, I wanted to, I was so pissed.
Yeah.
And I knew at that point, screw this, fuck this place.
Wow.
So I
finished. That's a pretty strong feeling for a fast food place.
Well, I finished my day, didn't say anything to anybody, went home, never went back, never returned my uniform, never got my last check, didn't want to have anything to do with them for the longest time.
Really?
But I'll tell you what, the one thing that they did teach me
yes,
is that everybody is your customer, whether that you work with them or you're serving them.
Oh, yeah.
And I've held that dear, and it has helped me through my entire corporate life.
Yes.
And it is really the strongest thing I've ever learned that helped me in business. And that's that's why you go on eBay and you look at my record. Of course, now I'm probably going to jinx myself, but I have a perfect 100% record. Everybody I've ever sold to is completely satisfied.
Same here. I subscribe to that as well. I think I didn't learn that at any of the fast food places. I mean, that was just kind of like something general that I picked up, that if I wanted to make something happen, I learned at an early age, I had to treat people I didn't know how to put it into words until about 4 years ago, but it's not really the golden rule. It's not treat others as you would have them treat you.
Mm-hmm.
It's treat others as they would like to be treated. I think we get so caught up thinking that everybody wants to be treated like me that you totally miss how they want to be treated. And so it's like, yeah, totally get it, got it. And I think that's awesome that, so your career at McDonald's was not lost because you learned an incredible, valuable life lesson.
No, that's I will always be grateful to the McDonald's Corporation for their philosophy of business. However, their locally owned franchises can, yeah. So
can have it their way.
They could have it their way.
It's funny. I worked at the Jack in the Box on the corner of what was it? It was in Stockton. You remember?
Yeah. We actually have that on tape when we were talking to Melanie.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, when they put me on the fryer or whatever. I worked the drive-through and then got to
Yeah. We
right.
could segue into that right here.
Yeah, there you go. That's true. I worked at Jack in the Box
That's
for like
right.
2 months.
I
did.
I remember it was DT and I and Pat. We backed the brat up backwards through the drive-through once.
Yes, you did, as a matter of fact. I think that was on the first night they put me on the grill.
Yeah.
Now, how retarded was this? All right, 1979, I think. It's like, I go to work at Jack in the Box. I spend my first week cleaning the drive-through. At the end of my first week, they decide to give me a promotion and put me behind the grill from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. on a Friday night without any formal training.
Here, cook things. Go.
Exactly. It's like, dude, have you ever tried to make a freaking breakfast jack at 1 a.m. and not know what you're doing? It is the most horrible.
It's ugly, yeah.
It is, because they give you this little, like, cookie cutter thing with a handle that you put on the grill. You crack the egg into it, let that cook while you're trying to grill this paper-thin piece of ham, and then smash it all together. Dude, I know for a fact I probably was responsible for 3 or 4 deaths from swallowing eggshells and having it lodged in people's trachea. I know that there were some deaths attributed to me during that time in Stockton.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yes, I'll take a Big Mac and 2 large fries and a large strawberry milkshake. What do you want?
I would like to get like a kids meal, the Happy Meal, and I want the freaking SpongeBob toy, but I don't want Patrick. I hate Patrick.
Yeah, he's an ass.
Well, he is. Freaking starfish and boxer shorts. I would like the Happy Meal, but can I have extra French fries instead of the apple slices?
I want 5 hot apple pies.
5 of them?
Yeah, and a tall McCafe coffee.
Oh, dude, I love McCafe coffee. Actually, that is their plan to take over the world and usurp Starbucks.
You know what? I tried it once out here and it sucked.
Oh, I actually had some and it was really, really good. The coffee is amazing. So honestly,
apparently the guys who made it for you were trained.
Well, they might have been. They had the little star that said they went to Mickey D University.
Oh, okay. Because these people, when I ordered the coffee, they all looked at each other like, "Oh shit." And it took them, quite a bit of deliberation before they decided which one had to go do it. And the guy looked like he was disarming a bomb when he was operating the machine.
Do I cut the red wire or the blue wire?
Yeah, it was like consult the manual, stare at it for 30 seconds, push a button, tremble a little bit, turn the page,
Throw in some caramel.
Yeah. And it was awful.
Now, see, Brad, this is what you could have been engaging in had you been home and been a active participant. Apparently, it has been confirmed, but this was about 9 years ago. McDonald's was actually test marketing a plan where when you drive up in the drive-thru,
I've heard of this, yeah.
where it would actually, you would be channeled through to India, and the person there would take your order and send it back to the restaurant you were at. Because they figured it would save, what was it, Melanie? Do you remember any of the stats on it? It was like
39 cents an hour, right?
Yeah, well, that covers your supersize, but I guess it saved like multi-millions of dollars per year supposedly, but the test marketing for it just people just flat out wouldn't hang with it because it was so horrible.
Well, what's the deal? I mean, people at McDonald's working there, they don't speak English anyway.
Well, that's the point. It's like why do you have to go all the way to India? Just hire the guy down the street. Let's try. Let's give that'll be a great way to close out the show, because this is 3 times the charm, and we can do the actual closing of the show on Brad's answering machine, which he can play for himself later.
Okay. I wonder if he's going to get pissed off.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he will, but he can call in and complain. We can leave the number.
Oh, okay. Everybody answer and go, hello.
Hello?
Ha! I was
what?
right.
He did answer the phone.
Hey, you know what? I have about 5 cordless phones in the house, and the phone rings, and they're all not on their cradles, and I find them all together like it's almost like an orgy of cordless phones. They're all piled near each other, you know. Really weird. I figure, what's the point in having cordless phones if I'm going to do that? You know, I always take them away from their chargers and leave them somewhere else.
Right.
Very horrible.
Oh,
Well,
I
now
thought it was the phones themselves that were, when you're not looking, they're all getting together and conspiring.
Well, I think my socks are also involved in this escapade. You know, my socks disappear. And reading glasses. As I get older, I'm finding that reading glasses have a way of sprouting legs and walking away, too.
Oh.
Which is really creepy if you actually see that happen in real life.
No, that would spoil it. The shoemaker never saw the elves, you know. I love the fast food thing. But I think for the kids' meal, you should have asked for a malt liquor. That would have been... I've done crazy stuff at a drive-thru before.
Like what have you done?
Oh, just some of the old stuff that was funny once upon a time, but is so used is order food from another place, you know. Like, go through McDonald's and ask for a bucket of chicken. You know, it just doesn't fly. It's not funny anymore. But I think, you know, one of my friends tried to order beer, and he says, well, they have it in Germany. You know, but it's not in Germany. But the funniest thing that ever happened when we went to a McDonald's is I was at lunchtime, back when we used to go off campus for lunch, and I had a friend with me. He was in the driver's seat, and we went through the drive-thru, and this beautiful voice came on the intercom. May I take your order or whatever, you know, and I'm like, oh, yeah, we'll take you all the way around the curve to, you know, 3 cars ahead of us, and we're just going, man, this chick's me hot. We're fixing our hair and everything. And he could see the window when I got there, but I couldn't see. And he looked at her and gave her the money, and I turned to him, like, well, and he's like, he scrunched up his face and was doing that thing with his hands like in sports when something's incomplete, you know, he's just waving his hands back and forth. And so I scrunched down to look. Oh my gosh!
Really?
She should have. She could have made $1 million in phone sex, but oh man.
So you can't judge a drive-through attendant by their speaker.
That's right. Very astute of you.
Brad, did you ever work at a fast food place? I mean, did you ever have a career in that?
Not a career. I back before I went to college, I used to have the job of the month, I think I spent about 6 weeks at a Wendy's. But I got mad, and that's back when they had to wear these ridiculous blue and white striped shirts and this little, little cap, I don't know, like the one David wears,
Right.
The bill snaps to the thing, and it's like, it was so lame. And these pimply-faced assistant managers who think they're really big deals, because they're 22 and they're getting to tell teenagers what to do. So I just got mad one day and walked right out. Just walked right out. So.
You never went back for your last check?
No, they mailed it to me.
Oh, they did mail it to you. So Jerry, there could be money out there for you.
Yeah, $19.30 or something like that.
Did have a job. No, it's pretty profitable. I had a job once when I was summer from college. I worked in this, I don't know what it was. It was like a precursor to Big Lots. It was like,
Small
whenever
lots.
a train wreck, all the cans get dented. That's a place where that went. It was out there on near 99. So
the canned food warehouse or something like that.
It was something like that, but not. Is the place still there? Probably not.
I don't know. I used to shop there.
Place had more than just canned foods. They had all those Chinese power tools that you put your life in danger. The ones that are called Chicago, even though they're made in Shanghai. Yeah. They always give them really American-sounding names, but they were so crude you can tell they're not from here. So I worked there, and they fired me, and they accused me of giving stuff away to friends that came in, which I don't know anyone that wanted anything from that place. And so they wouldn't give me my last check, so I took them to a labor commissioner back when we used to have an actual functioning state building in town.
Right.
And it was, 3 months. They had to pay me, I forget how many times more than they owed me for the wait. They had to pay me, for every week they waited, they had to pay me a week's of what they owed me. It was a very profitable deal.
Oh, cool.
That's a good setup.
I always tell people, I go, I don't know what they do now. I don't know if there's even a labor commissioner here anymore. Everything's dried up. They took a lot of things out of town, those cutbacks and everything. But I don't know.
So McDonald's Corporation could owe me $60,000 by now.
Yes, actually.
What?
You worked at a McDonald's?
I worked at McDonald's when we went to go to see The Empire Strikes Back, and I quit because they scheduled me for the day that we were supposed to go.
Oh, remember that. Which McDonald's was it?
It was the one on Hammer over by my parents' house.
Oh, yeah.
The one that serves the Big Macs.
That one. The one with the employees that really are kind of socially inept. I forgot.
That could be any fast food place, so I don't know.
I forgot. I remember a lot of other Jerry's jobs, but I don't remember that one because it must have been very brief.
It was. It was 2 months, but it was everybody I know had to come in and see me with my beard shaved off. Even my dad would come in and go.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Well, that's it, folks. We've run out of time. Yeah, it just right to the end. Bonk. We just have to end it. That's it. Next week, our topic will be bastard pig frogs. If you'd like to give us a call, do so at 972-535-5833. That's my personal Skype-in number. Leave a message. If you know anything at all about bastard pig frogs, we want to hear from you. As usual, I'd like to thank Magnitunes.com for allowing us to use music from their vast collection of very fine artists. This week's featured artist was Touching Grace. The music was called Jupiter Suite off their album Panacea. Take care, folks. Thanks for listening.
You know what? I don't like those undertakers, 'cause all they want's my body.